Welcome to This Week in Star Trek History for the week of June 30th to July 6th, 2025. As always, links to the Memory Alpha Star Trek Wiki page for each subject profiled can be found in the pinned comment below, while links to other videos here on the channel involving profiled subjects will either be found in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, in the description field below this video, or both. Let's get started. On June 30th, 1938, Star Trek Voyager co-creator Jeri Taylor is born in Bloomington, Indiana, United States. She passed away in Davis, California, United States on October 24, 2024 at the age of 86. Taylor is also the credited author of the novelization of the two-part Next Generation 5th season episode Unification. She had written the teleplay for part 1 of the televised episode, and the Voyager novels Mosaic and Pathways, both of which expanded on the backstories of the Voyager crew. On July 1st, 1942, Geneviève Bujold, the actress originally cast as Captain Janeway on Star Trek Voyager, originally named Nicole, later renamed Catherine for legal reasons, is born in Montreal, Quebec, Canada. After only 1.5 days of production on the Voyager pilot Caretaker, Bujold walked off the project, being replaced by the Kate Mulgrew version of Janeway we know and love today. Footage of Bujold as Janeway is available to the public as part of a bonus feature on the Voyager Season 1 DVD set. On July 1st, 1956, Alan Ruck, the actor who portrayed USS Enterprise B Captain John Harriman in the motion picture Star Trek Generations, is born in Cleveland, Ohio, United States. On July 1st, 1962, Dominic Keating, the actor who portrayed Malcolm Reed on Star Trek Enterprise, is born in Leicester, England, United Kingdom. On July 2nd, 1948, Saul Rubinek, the actor who portrayed Collector Kivas Fajo in the third season Next Generation episode The Most Toys, is born in what is now Wolfratshausen, Germany. On July 2nd, 1967, Darren R. Doctorman, the visual effects supervisor for Star Trek the Motion Picture The Director's Edition, is born in New York City, New York, United States. In addition to his work on the Director's Edition, Doctorman served as a production illustrator on the pilot episode of Star Trek Voyager Caretaker, and as a concept designer for Star Trek Beyond and Star Trek Picard. He did not receive official credit for either Beyond or Picard. July 2nd saw the final day of principal photography on 3 of the Star Trek motion pictures. On July 2nd, 1991, principal photography comes to an end on the motion picture Star Trek VI The Undiscovered Country after 55 working days. The film would release on December 6th of the same year. On July 2nd, 1996, principal photography comes to an end on the motion picture Star Trek First Contact after 61 working days, 4 days over schedule. The film would release on November 22nd of the same year. On July 2nd, 1998, principal photography comes to an end on the motion picture Star Trek Insurrection after 67 working days. The film would release on December 11th of the same year. On July 2nd, 2005, Norm Prescott, co-founder of Star Trek the Animated Series production studio Filmation Associates and producer on the animated series, passed away in Encino, California, United States at the age of 78. Born in Boston, Massachusetts, United States on January 31st, 1927, Prescott also voiced an Orion lieutenant in the episode The Pirates of Orion and the Romulan commander in the episode The Practical Joker. Under the pseudonym Jeff Michael, which was the names of his 2 sons, Prescott also co-composed music for many of Filmation's shows, including the animated series. On July 3rd, 1943, Kurtwood Smith, the actor who portrayed the canonically unnamed Federation president in the motion picture Star Trek VI The Undiscovered Country, is born in New Lisbon, Wisconsin, United States. The character was given the name Regoratre in most beta canon sources. In addition to Rigora, Smith also portrayed Anorax in the two-part fourth season Voyager episode Year of Hell, Thrax in the fifth season Deep Space Nine episode Things Past, and voiced Imperium Magistrate Klar in the first season Lower Decks episode Veritas. On July 3, 1945, composer Dennis McCarthy is born somewhere in the United States. An exact place of birth is not publicly known. McCarthy composed episode scores for all four series of the Rick Berman era, 1987 to 2005, of the Star Trek franchise, also composing the Emmy Award-winning theme for Deep Space Nine, as well as the motion picture Star Trek Generations, and, with composer Kevin Kiner, the documentary film What We Left Behind, looking back on Star Trek Deep Space Nine. On July 3, 1948, linguist Dr. Mark Okrand is born in Los Angeles, California, United States. Okrand is best known for refining the Klingon language created by James Doohan for Star Trek the Motion Picture into the language as it is used today, starting with Star Trek III The Search for Spock. He had previously created the Vulcan dialogue used in Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan, and would serve as a language consultant for all three Kelvin Timeline films, as well as for Star Trek Enterprise and Star Trek Discovery. On July 4, 1945, late actor Bruce French is born in Rhinebeck, Iowa, United States. He passed away of complications from Alzheimer's disease in Los Angeles, California, United States on February 7, 2025, at the age of 79. In the fourth season Next Generation episode The Drumhead, French portrayed Sabin Genestra, the Betazoid aide of retired Starfleet Admiral Nora Settee, who assisted Settee in the investigation of a mysterious explosion on the Enterprise D. French's other characters were canonically nameless: the Leto Compan Doctor in the pilot episode of Star Trek Voyager, Caretaker, a Sona officer in the motion picture Star Trek Insurrection, and a Vulcan Elder in the first season Enterprise episode The Andorian Incident. Bruce French was profiled in the Day 12 episode of NeoBlisseyX vs. the MGM Studios 31-Day Movie Challenge, focusing on the 1986 romantic comedy Murphy's Romance. You can find a link in the upper right corner of your screen right now or in the description field below this video. On July 4, 1966, late actor Lee Reherman, who portrayed the Section 31 uniformed mercenary who caught Scotty on the Vengeance in the motion picture Star Trek Into Darkness, is born in Louisville, Kentucky, United States. He passed away in Manhattan Beach, California, United States on February 28, 2016 at the age of 49. Reherman was best known as Hawk on the original incarnation of the reality competition series American Gladiators from 1993 to the end of the series in 1996. On July 4, 1997, the NASA Mars mission Pathfinder lands on Mars, releasing the Sojourner rover. Footage of the rover approaching a rock nicknamed Yogi would be used in the opening credit sequence of all four seasons of Star Trek Enterprise, making it the first television series or motion picture to contain footage shot on another planet. On July 5, 1964, former Star Trek writer-producer Ronald D. Moore is born in Chowchilla, California, United States. A full list of Moore's contributions can be found at the link in the pinned comment below. On July 5, 1992, Georgia Brown, the actress who portrayed Helena Roshenko, Worf's adopted mother on The Next Generation, passes away from complications of intestinal surgery in London, England, United Kingdom at the age of 58. Brown was born in the Whitechapel area of London on October 21, 1933. On July 6, 1951, production illustrator and designer Rick Sternbach is born in Bridgeport, Connecticut, United States. A full list of his contributions to Star Trek can be found at the link in the pinned comment below. On July 6, 1964, John Ottman, the composer and Academy Award-winning film editor who directed the fourth season Discovery episode All Is Possible, is born in San Diego, California, United States. Ottman's Oscar win came in 2019 for his editing work on the motion picture Bohemian Rhapsody.